What is going on, everybody? Finally, after the long awaited Casey over there getting into character, after the long awaited TNA Impact broadcast this week, it took about 2 hours after the technical difficulties that they were having. They were having some difficulties with Pop. They couldn't in the control room, which I think is funny because TNA is going to take a lot of the blame for it, but still deserve the blame for it. Um, but anyway, um, Casey, any thoughts on the 2 hour wait that we had going into the show?
Well, it wasn't actual technical difficulties. It was a clever booking for the debut of one. Freaking forgot his name right now, but he's coming. Can't
Sammy
think
Callahan is what he was
that
going
one.
for.
I was but I don't know. I hope they explain exactly what was going on because like we've had technical difficulties with other shows where like it's been delayed for like 20 minutes, half an hour. But when it's literally delayed the entire show, like Impact itself is only 2 hours. And it was delayed 2 hours. So it's kind of like, come on now. Um, so I hope Pop at least gives an explanation. I haven't checked their Twitter since the show aired finally, but I hope they give an explanation as to exactly what happened because it's unfair for the fans. It's not professional as a company or as a TV company. I mean, Pop's not a huge television, channel like USA or whatever, but they're still pretty big. Like they still are on cable and everything, so they should have a crew that would be able to fix whatever issues that they're having in less than 2 hours. That was kind of ridiculous, but I mean, we finally got to see the show. And kind of like you were saying before when we were texting, waiting for the show, they should have at least played, some sort of rerun or something, having to do with
Yeah,
Impact instead
it,
of.
it would have been better. Like even if they would have played, because I know I maybe they were thinking that it would have been confusing for the people, just tuning in or something. But even if they would have played like the best of show or something, because I think Pop played the best of show, so they have it somewhere. Even if they would have played that, just to kind of hold the fans over a little bit, because playing the commercial loop over and over again wasn't helping anything. It was hurting more than anything. And I think that was kind of an issue. I didn't really like that they played the same commercial loop over and over again because obviously as we could see with like the one commercial they played in the show because they did a commercial free show, they played like one commercial at the very beginning. They have other commercials than the commercial loop they were playing. But you know it happens. But we're gonna jump right into it. My computer's going dead. That was one thing I forgot to do before I sat down.
Unless
What
you
were we
want
saying?
a 2 hour break, before we
I
start.
think actually I think it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a 2 hour break and then we're gonna come back.
Okay,
But
we're gonna get this up for you, and we gonna be back in 2 hours. So
but but yeah, we started out. I'm just gonna get into the first match of the night so I can go grab my charger before my computer goes dead. Um, Jeff Hardy versus Eli Drake for the King of the Mountain title. I'm gonna give Casey this one first while I run and grab my charger before catastrophic things happen.
I
I'll
mean,
be listening.
you would think that DJ would have his charger before he would start the show, but apparently he works for Pop, and he doesn't think about things before they happen. He doesn't plan for these things. He just waits till they happen. But anyway, we did indeed have Eli Drake versus Jeff Hardy for the King of the Mountain title. Again, not on top of a mountain. They're still not listening to my suggestion, which it's cool. It's cool. I'm just trying to help you, TNA. Just saying. But I guess they had set this up. There was a promo. I guess that was supposed to be from after Slammiversary. Was that supposed to be when they recorded that? Where Jeff Hardy challenges Eli Drake for the King of the Mountain title, which I thought was cool. But I was in this match really kind of confused because DJ, first of all, before TNA came on finally, he was like, don't check Twitter because there's a big spoiler about a title change. And I was like, is it this one? Is it going to be this title change? And I was really hoping not, because as much as I love Jeff Hardy, I didn't want to see Eli Drake lose the title yet. I probably never want to see him lose the title because he's awesome. And I just want him to keep that title forever. But it was definitely a good match. There was some, I don't want to say botched spots, but there were some spots where, it didn't look as good as it could have. But Eli Drake does end up retaining after Brother Moore comes out and bites Earl Hebner's hand, which was what? To cause the disqualification. So Eli Drake does retain the title. I don't know. It was a good match. It was just confusing because I was like, oh, okay, what? But yeah, any thoughts on the match, or confusing me thinking there was going to be a title change and there wasn't at all?
Well, at least I made you look for it. Anyway, Eli Drake, I like this match. Eli Drake and Jeff Hardy. I thought it was a really good match. Especially a really good match to start the show. Eli Drake was basically kind of in firm control. It was very interesting to watch him in this match because he was really in control throughout the whole match, it felt like, until around about the end. And Eli Drake, with a nice springboard, but he caught him with that power bomb. I thought that was beautiful. The twist of fate, followed by a swanton bomb, and then Matt Hardy comes in and bites the ref's hand. I thought it was a cool little. I thought Matt Hardy did come in a little bit early, but I thought it was better to be early than late, I guess. I thought it was definitely a cool end to the match. I thought it went well. I definitely I enjoyed this match. I thought it was a really good match for the King of the Mountain Championship. I was liking this Gold Rush type of thing they were doing tonight. I like how this match got set up. I wish they would have explained more about how some of the other matches got set up, like the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match. That was the only one I was kind of confused about. Like the other two, I was like, oh, okay. And then the X Division title match, I was fine with that one too because it made sense. But the tag team title match was the one that confused me for some reason. But Lashley cut a promo.
Before we move on, but before, not after.
After we move on.
But no, before. It would be easier to do it before we move on than after because it would be confused. But the one thing I didn't like, and this was more with commentary, and this is partially why, if you're wondering, I did not add the Hardys to my top 6 tag teams. They were saying, or Josh Matthews was saying, that Jeff Hardy has won every major title in every company. And I was like, no, he hasn't. He has won major titles in 2 companies. Because as far as I know, he hasn't won any major titles in New Japan or Ring of Honor or PWG or any of those, which surprises me that they haven't been to any of those companies. But that kind of was like, come on, man, do your research. Like, I understand they're trying to build him up and everything, because he hasn't won the King of the Mountain title or the television title or the generic red title that changes every couple years. But I don't know. That kind of bothered me that they're trying to build him up and be like, oh, he's won every major title. And I'm like, no, he really hasn't. Come on now. Come on, Matt. Come on, Matthew. Come on, Matthews. Come on. Come on. Come on, JM. Come on. Whatever your ring name would be if you actually wrestled and didn't fail. But anyway, yeah, that.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a Lashley promo to start out the show. I like the suit look with the glasses.
I was just trying to skip that. What that was. I was just trying to skip the promo because that's boring.
I see.
Didn't work.
I see. It didn't. Basically, he proclaims that he is basically the baddest man and wrestler on the planet. He does have the hardware to prove it. EC3 will come out, basically, saying no, sir. And Lashley would call him the last hero left. And then obviously the Leonidas of TNA, Drew Galloway, would come out and in his rematch clause for tonight. So I was excited about that. I like Lashley on the mic actually as a heel. The thing when he said the only awkward point for me was when he said he broke Drew. I just thought the way he said it was weird. But other than that, I liked it. Any thoughts on the promo, or do you just want to move on to the Jeff Hardy promo?
You like anything that man does. If he was the star of the Tooth Fairy 2, you'd like that, wouldn't you? But
I just like giving credit where credit is due.
I mean, he doesn't deserve credit because he doesn't deserve the title because he's boring and he's dull. And he doesn't take his hat off to people when he says he's going to take his hat off to people.
That's actually the only reason you don't like him, because he didn't take his hat off that one time. That's actually the only reason.
I hold grudges, okay? Don't take hats off. Charge $5.
All right, next we got a Jeff Hardy promo. Basically, this was after Matt got involved in his King of the Mountain title match. He was really upset. Jeff said he wanted to end this brotherly feud tonight, and we hear Brother Nero. And then Matt's on the top of the little scaffolding that Jeff Hardy had jumped off of before. And Matt basically kind of challenges him to a fight. Does a nice little broken Matt promo, and challenges him to a fight on the scaffold. Jeff Hardy obviously not one to run away from a challenge. So he runs to this challenge up the scaffolding. They start to kind of go at it and fight a little bit. Rebby comes up there and sprays the fire extinguisher on in Jeff Hardy's face. And then Matt pushes. I thought he was going to just throw him off. No, Matt was like, I'm going to try something different tonight. I'm just going to slide him down the rail. And, they're going to happen to be a table there, and he going to hit it, and I was like, okay, it was different. It was not what I was expecting. So shout out to TNA for that. It was not what I was expecting at all, but I like this segment. They're still building this. I don't know for how long they're going to build this. I don't know if next week is going to be like the end of this, because later on the night we get Matt Hardy proclaiming that he wanted to end this in 6 sides of steel. Then Jeff Hardy would have this little shirt cape thing, and then he would be like, basically you don't want none. So any thoughts on the Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy stuff that's been going on tonight?
I like it. I'm getting into it. I don't want it to stop. I don't want next week to be the end. I want Jeff to come back as Broken Jeff, so we can have Broken Matt versus Broken Jeff, not Broken Matt versus Willow, Broken Matt versus Broken Jeff specifically. I don't know. I know going into this feud, I was kind of iffy about it because I know, like I said, they tried it in WWE, and that feud was okay. But I like this one, especially since Matt has turned into this broken Matt, and it's hilariously bad, but it's entertaining. I would love to see a broken Matt versus broken Jeff, and the matches have been good too, so that kind of adds to it. They haven't really had a bad match, so I say keep it going, for that non-existent hardcore title.
So, partner, would you say that you, so I had to do that, that you are excited for Hardy's revenge?
Well, Daddy, Hope is excited for Jeff and Matt to go at it in Hardy's revenge.
All right, so next week we got 6 Sides of Steel. I have loved that, especially over the past probably year, maybe even 2 years. It feels like Tina has been really good at making sure that at least every show has at least one big match. I really like that about TNA and their booking. But we got 6 Sides of Steel next week for Hardy's revenge. But next, we got Trevor Lee versus Eddie Edwards for the X Division Championship. This was a match that I actually wanted to actually have more time, partner. I did. I wanted to have more time. I wanted to have more time, but I definitely thought it was a good match for what it was. I don't think it was as good as of a match as we've seen from these two guys, but I thought it was a good match. Partner Trevor Lee, he started out with a nice kick to the face. But, Gregory Helms, he would get involved, and Eddie Edwards would get met with a jumping knee for the near fall. And then, nice, a great job, great job by Eddie Edwards taking out Gregory Shane Helms, Sugar Helms, whatever the Pope call him, whatever you call him, Pope. And he would take him out with the suicide dive, and then shout out to the name of this move, though. I ain't even gonna lie. Shout out to the name of this move right here, the Boston Knee Party for the win by Eddie Edwards. I love that name for a finisher. Love that Eddie Edwards has the new finisher. I kind of now with the we got Davey Richards with the creeping death kick. I want to see the creeping death kick go up against the Boston Knee Party. It has to happen now. It has to. I really did like this match though. I thought this match was it was a good match. It wasn't as good as we've seen from them, partner, but it was a good match. Pope, Casey, any thoughts on the match?
Well, let me tell you something there. Pope agrees, Daddy. I like me some G.S. Helms, Sugar Shane Helms, Grotto. I love them. I like me that Boston Knee Party. It's on fire, Daddy. We need to do a whole show just Pope and Josh Matthews. I think that needs to happen. But I definitely like this match. Obviously, Trevor Lee gets his rematch clause. I kind of wanted to see Andrew Everett a little bit more because we've seen a lot of Trevor Lee in TNA so far. We haven't really seen as much Andrew Everett. I didn't expect a title change. Well, it was in the back of my head because somebody has said that there was a title change, and there wasn't no title change. But I was hoping that he didn't lose it because I still want to see Eddie have a singles run because he's kind of been I feel like in the shadow of Davey Richards a little bit in TNA. But I'm just wondering still what they're doing with the Helms dynasty. From what they were saying tonight, it seems like they're keeping them in the X Division picture, but at the same time, I kind of want to see them go for the tag team title still. But either way, it's going to be good. I just kind of, like I said, I wanted to see Andrew Everett again for the title. Daddy.
Alrighty, we got the bromans backstage. Basically, I thought this was funny because it was a plug for Big Brother After Dark, but it worked a little bit too. The bromans said they're gonna incorporate. This is Jesse. Jesse talking to former Big Brother contestant, and he will tell you just in case you forgot. He incorporating Big Brother After Dark on his iPad. and he sees everything. He saw the cage, he saw us setting up the podcast tonight and everything, and he says he's going to use this to win his titles, to win those titles back, those tag team titles, daddy. He said he's gonna, he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna do his thing and set that up. And then he even got Raquel on there. She was doing stuff and things, and changing clothes and whatnot. And Robbie, he wanted to see more, but Jesse was like, we gotta focus, and I get it, I get it. They gotta focus, Um, any thoughts on this?
Well, let me tell you something, Daddy. Pope don't understand how they gonna win the titles by watching Raquel change her clothes, because that's just gonna distract you watching Raquel change her clothes. Then when you go for the titles, you're gonna be thinking about Raquel changing her clothes, and it's just gonna be bad. I'm gonna stop trying to do the Pope right now, but I hope they go more into this and explain how this is gonna help them win the titles, because watching Raquel change, I mean, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like her, but I'll watch it. But I don't understand how that's going to help you win the titles. Just saying. I don't get it.
Okay. Well, next we went backstage with EC3 and Lashley. And EC3 talking about how he wants his title back. EC3 and Galloway, they would end up talking later. For some reason, I'm not sure if you saw that. Did you see EC3 and Galloway talking backstage? I saw it in when they were trying to show the show the first time. But I didn't see it when they actually showed it, when it actually came on. Did you see that? Did you see Galloway and EC3 talking?
I did.
I did not see that part. I don't know where I was. I don't know if I went to the bathroom. I had some nacho cheese bugles. That might have been what it was. I was going to. Any thoughts on the EC3 and the Lashley bugles? Nacho cheese kind,
Let me tell you something, Daddy. Pope don't need to know about your nacho cheese having bugle ass with the diarrheas in the bathroom. I don't need to know about that, Daddy. Pope likes to talk about wrestling and the ladies, not what's be coming out of your in the dookie. I don't remember what they were talking about.
You made that up, because I just said I went to go upstairs to get some bugles. I ain't saying that. Anyway, we gonna move on. We just gonna move.
I was assuming you had the bugle dookies, and that's.
This is oh goodness. Anyway, anyway, we got a new inductee into the TNA Hall of Fame, and they tried to play my music, but it was the difficulties and whatnot, and they just couldn't get it. But it's Gail Kim. It's Gail Kim. And I definitely think she deserves it. First ever Knockouts champion. Kind of wondered, if Awesome Kong would have stayed with TNA for longer than she did, would she have been in the Hall of Fame eventually? Since she was kind of a horsewoman, I guess, for the that sounded really bad. A horsewoman for the the Knockouts division early on, but Gail Kim's a new inductee. I'm excited. I don't know where it goes from here. I guess at Bound for Glory they're going to do a nice little induction. I hope I get invited to the dinner. I cooked that shake and bake. But anyway, any thoughts on the shake and bake, or the Gail Kim? Gail Kim, she the new inductee.
DJ be making jokes over there, but see. What was really supposed to happen is my music was supposed to hit, but with technical difficulties that I knew they was having, I called up Dixie. I called up Gail Kim. I was like, "Hey, Gail, can you accept this for me? Because they can't hit my music, so I can't come out without my music." So
they ain't say your name though. So that was the thing I was getting at, because they didn't say your name. Because I gave mine to Gail Kim, because I was like, they was gonna play my music, but I was like, Gail, why don't you take it? I see you worked hard.
Nah, that ain't what happened. You trying to make up lies, but I I was actually happy with this induction. Nothing against Kurt Angle or Sting, but I like that this was actually a TNA original. Somebody
What
who
about Jeff Jarrett?
what?
What about Jeff Jarrett? Double J.
I mean, it was his company, so I mean, he should have been in there anyway. That was just a technicality, but I like that it was actually a in ring like a wrestler that actually built up the company. It wasn't somebody that TNA hired later on and helped. Boy, you ain't even had a dark match. You get out of here.
If I had a dark match, you wouldn't know because it's dark.
Oh. But I'm just wondering, who's it gonna be next year? I would love it to be another original, but there's barely any left unless they had somebody come back for just to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, because there's a lot of guys and other girls that I think definitely deserve to be in the TNA Hall of Fame that built it up. So it would be cool. I mean, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Motor City Machine Guns, the list goes on and on of guys that definitely deserve to be. Even Madison Rayne, she definitely deserves to be in there. Angelina Love. So I'm just kind of
I know it pained you to say that one.
Yeah, it was hard. It was real hard. But I just hope it is, again, somebody more original, kind of like Gail Kim. But I'm definitely happy that she's in there. She's the first knockout in there, so that was kind of cool.
Alrighty. Next we had a Decay promo. It was great as always. Loved it. And then we got a little explanation from Marty Bell on why she did what she did. I really like this. I like hearing Marty Bell because we haven't seen her in so long. But I really like hearing Marty Bell talk. She was really growing on me there during the end of the Decay run, so I was really liking it. She talks about how her and Jade were the dollhouse. They started it. They were best friends for 9 years, and how she just kind of threw it away over a title. Jade comes in and then lays the shots like she was stiffing her. Lays the shots to Marty Bell and then threw her, over through some chairs and then threw a chair on top of her. She wasn't playing games. But I really like this segment. I wish though they would have did this around the title. That because technically it's around the title, but like Jay doesn't have the title anymore. Just because I think it would have been a good way to kind of show off Marty Bell too. But any thoughts on the Decay promo or Marty Bell?
Well, first of all, gotta give love to my wifey. I got the title. I'm repping the team. She was mad because I didn't have the title for the review last night. She was like, "Why you ain't repping your boys?" And I was like, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it, baby. I got you. Yeah. You stick out that tongue and look creepy. And I don't like the way you be touching on Stevie though. You need to stop that. He's my boy, but it's making me all jealous and stuff. And bitch, you beautiful. Anyway, I loved the Marty Bell Jade segment though. I like that they're kind of starting a bit of a storyline with it. How they've been friends for 8-9 years, whatever. And how she won the title, and then it started to be more important than their friendship, and it's kind of actually building something that you can believe in a storyline. And then those shots, I mean, girl was just and then she threw her into the chairs and then like literally threw chairs at her. I was like, yo, you need to calm down. And then the security guard came and grabbed her, and I was like, yo, I got this, man. I can hold her. I got it. I got this. Either one. I will take Marty. I will take Jade. Either one, I will hold them back. I got this. you know.
But what you didn't see though, I helped Marty up. She was she was struggling over there. I was like, I got you. And that's how you gotta be. You gotta give back. When they're hurting, when they're in pain, you gotta go back and you gotta reach your hand out to them. So I did. I reached my hand out to her. But anyway, we're gonna go to this tag team title match. We got Great Era versus the Bromans versus the Tribunal versus the Decay for the TNA Tag Team Championships of the world. Of the world. I'm gonna give you this match, Casey. Since you got the title and everything, you look all official.
I mean, we got the World Tag Team Champions of the world and Florida, and the Decay of Florida and the world in the Decay because they're beautiful versus that wannabe team Great Era. Like what are they even doing on this? Versus the Bromans and Raquel versus the Tribunal. This was a good match. I was trying to decide if I thought this match was better than the one at Slammiversary or the Slammiversary one was better. But I felt like they were pretty close. I feel like the Slammiversary one was a little bit more exciting just because it was, at the pay-per-view. And I feel like we didn't really think that the Decay was going to lose the titles tonight, just because it was the show right after the pay-per-view, and you don't usually lose the titles right after the pay-per-view if you didn't at the pay-per-view. And plus with the promo that they had with whoever this new dark entity is coming, it feels like they're building them up and maybe adding another member to the Decay. It's me. It's me. Just a little, don't tell anybody I told you, but it's me. It just feels like they're really trying to build up the Decay and actually do something with them. So I didn't expect them to lose the titles or anything tonight, but it was definitely a good match. We still got to see more of the Tribunal. We got to see more of stuff off camera that we couldn't see, like Raquel knocking Al Snow off the apron. Apparently, Josh Matthews said it happened, but I didn't see it. I I don't know if you caught that when he's like, and she just knocked him off the apron, and I was like, where? I don't see this. This didn't happen. And that damn whistle. Any thoughts on the match or the whistle?
The whistle gotta go, man. The whistle gotta go. But I thought the match was good. I agree, it wasn't as good as the Slammiversary pay-per-view, just because you really did feel like the Decay was gonna win. But there were some cool false finishes in this one as well. Jesse got us with the springboard, and I'm like, you know what? I think everybody can springboard at this point. I ain't never seen Jesse got us do a springboard, and then today, after Mahabali Sheriff show him how to do it, then he can do a springboard. Okay, then. Yeah.
Board.
I was waiting. I was waiting. The bro down by the Bromans, followed by the Adonis Crab. Always love that. The match just really started breaking down there near the end. Al Snow would push Grado off the turnbuckle, and then we get the choke slam of Crazy Steve onto Grado for the win. I definitely I enjoyed this match. It was really funny. Grado, he was like, he was squaring up, but then he'd throw a kick in there. He was cracking me up with that. But
them great.
The Decay are still your TNA World Heavyweight Championships of the tag team division. I fixed it. But
World Heavyweight Champions
of the tag team division.
Oh, I mean, we start in the triple threat tag team. You know, the 6-man tag teams, the the trios tag teams, if you will. Yeah. So that's why I got the official. I know it looks small, but it's actually the full size. I'm just that big, you know.
Alrighty, next we had Maria. Basically, Maria and Mike Bennett. They were saying they was gonna pack the bags, but Maria was like, "I got something to say. I got something to say." So I go out to the ring. They call out William Corgan. I thought it was funny because like his Titantron says Billy Corgan, and then Josh Matthews is like, he likes to be called William Corgan now. That just makes me freaking laugh so much. Are you opening up Eli Drake's mouth? But
What? Wait.
But anyway, I just thought it was funny that Josh Matthews was like, he likes to be called William Corgan now. I just thought that was hilarious. And then MKB as Corgan calls out Dixie. And Dixie comes out and basically Maria says she is second fiddle to her after Dixie questions her leadership abilities. And Maria puts the finger in Dixie. Finger poke of doom 2.0. And then Dixie hits it with the slap. The woman slap. I don't know if you guys remember the woman slap in like the old WWE games as a finisher. But that's basically what that was. And then Dixie walks away. Maria's like, "Oh my God, I just got slapped in the face." But any thoughts on the woman slap by Dixie or William, Sir William?
We all remember the woman slap from the old WWE games. It was like one of the 5 moves that you had if you were a diva, and that was like your finisher. I always hated that because I was like, nobody uses this as a finisher. None of the women use it. Slap. I like this. I like how they're still building up Maria and Mike. You know, as making you feel like they're really something important. Because you know he is my hero. He is my hero. I know he was saying that he needs to be a hero and people need to appreciate. Mike, I appreciate you. You're my hero. You're my hero. You're my hero. But I don't know. I like this segment. I hope they kind of add on to this and do more with this, and do more with them. I know it's going to be kind of slow right now because you know her hand, I guess, is actually broken, and I don't know how long it's going to take for it to heal. So you know we're not going to see her for a little bit, but hopefully we do see her soon in the ring. And William, just I love the man, but he seems awkward at times in the ring, like he doesn't know exactly where he should be or what he should do. And I'm like, no, just get out of the ring, just go do something. But I like the MKB. I like it. I like the nickname, Maria Kanellis Bennett, MKB.
Alrighty, let's jump into the main event of the evening. We got Drew Galloway versus the Destroyer Lashley. They put that on his freaking nameplate tonight. The Destroyer Lashley for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. First off, he came out in a tank top, and I could have swore it was a singlet. I was like, I texted Casey. I was like, what is this man wearing? Like, is this man got on a singlet? And then he took it off, and I was so confused because I looked away for a second, and then it was just like no singlet. I was like, where'd the singlet go? But I was like, Lashley already out of control with his headband, and now he gonna wear a singlet. I was like, this man is out of control. Somebody tweeted about it. About the headband. They were like, is this man wearing a headband? I was like, it could be worse. He could be wearing 2 like Angelo Dawkins. He could be wearing 2 though. But this match was it was a really good match. It seems like they were really building Lashley as being dominant in this match though, with Drew's injury, with the rib injury they were playing off of. The German suplex into the ropes. I think it was supposed to be into the corner, but I still think it had the same effect. Into the ropes by Drew Galloway. Lashley was just kind of throwing Galloway around. It looked like in this match, and then the fight goes to the outside, and EC3 and Lashley have a little stare down. So we got a feeling. I think that's coming. EC3 and Lashley for the title. Um, but the spear gets reversed into a Kimura. Oh, love it. And then Drew hit a beautiful, like, it killed him. He's dead. I don't think Lashley's a champion anymore. A beautiful pile driver. After they did the little reversal into the almost into the tombstone. But then he actually ended up hitting a nice pile driver. Oh god, he killed him. He's dead. But the Celtic cross from the top was epic. And then Galloway was going for the Clayborg, ends up hitting Earl Hebner. Earl's dead. He's dead, guys. It's over. Uh, he hit him with the Claymore kick. Not Earl. It was Brian. It was Brian. My fault. It was Brian because Earl got bit earlier, so he was already dead. He got bit. He's broken. both the Hebner's broken. Both the Hardys broken. Anybody with an H name, you're gonna be broken very, very soon. Hebner gets caught with the Claymore kick. Spear to Galloway, but the ref is out. Lashley gonna take advantage, goes with the steel chair, but EC3 comes in to run in. For some reason, I was expecting a heel turn here. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the mannerisms of EC3, but I was expecting EC3 to just turn and hit Galloway with the chair. But he did end up hitting Galloway with the chair, but it was inadvertently. And then Lashley spears EC3 and then locks in his kind of new submission he's going with now for the win. I hope he uses this in an MMA fight so we can, so that realism can really be there. Uh, but I really enjoyed this match. I thought this match was good. It had, it just shows you how good Drew is, definitely, how much of a missed opportunity that man was. I really enjoyed Drew Galloway in the ring, but I enjoyed this match, man. I thought it was a really good match. I don't know if it was as good as a Slammiversary match because you kind of had a feeling that Lashley was going to win. But I thought this match was incredible. I thought for a show we had to wait 2 hours for, it was a really good show. And next week we get 6 sides of steel. Hardy's revenge. Hardy's revenge. Hardy. Come on, guys. You got to start the chant with me. Come on, Casey. No? See, I sound like Jeff Hardy. I do. I sound like Jeff Hardy. But any thoughts on the main event or next week's show?
I thought it was good. It had some really cool spots like that. Basically, it was a spike pile driver. That was amazing. It looked so just devastating. And the Celtic Cross was cool too. I've decided tonight and Sunday night that TNA referees are the real MVPs. I mean, Earl gets bit. Brian gets kicked in the face and dies. Stifler takes the miss to the face and dies. I mean, TNA only got 3 referees, and they the best in the business. When is the last time you saw a WWE ref sell like that? Nut. So good. They you know what? TNA needs to make their own slammies, and those 3 need a slammy. I'm just saying. Those sells were so good. But yeah, it was definitely a good match. I like the ending with EC3 in the chair, but I don't know. I like EC3 now, but I'm not ready for him to go for the title again. I feel like we need more of a. I kind of want to see somebody else go for the title, like maybe Mike Bennett or somebody like that, somebody new, like a fresh face.
Well, it looks like they might. I mean, even though they are teasing it, it looks like they might go with EC3 and Galloway because obviously this chair shot's gonna play have some sort of effect. So I'm hoping they go for that. And I know it's a while away. It's not until October, so it's like 3 months away. But I'm hoping they push that until Bound for Glory. They might do EC3 versus Lashley at Bound for Glory. I'm not sure. But I'm thinking they're gonna go EC3 and Galloway first. And then it's kind of going to be interesting to see who's kind of the like heel, I guess, in that one.
Yeah. I just kind of want to see somebody new as the champion, at least for a little bit, though. Kind of like we wanted to see Eddie Edwards as the X Division champion, somebody new, somebody who hasn't had the title before. I mean, I love Drew Galloway. I like EC3. I hate Bobby Lashley. But I just don't want to see them kind of hot potato the title, kind of like they do in WWE a lot with the top like 3 guys. I want to see like new guys get a chance with that, even if it's a short title reign, like a month or 2, just to kind of give those guys exposure to the sort of main event picture. Because I mean, you could argue that guys like Mike Bennett are in the main event and everything, but you're really not in the main event until you are in the title picture. It feels like in most companies. So
yeah, I'm definitely I'm hoping a guy, because I heard a guy talking about this, a guy that they could sign and would actually be a good
title. No.
What?
I thought you were gonna go for like Pepper Parks.
No. I mean, soon to be. But I think a guy who they could sign if he does get fed up with WWE is Ryback. Simply because he can be that like younger Lashley and basically do what Lashley's doing and probably even do it a little better. Because Ryback is he's very freaking. I think he's really sarcastic, and he's actually pretty funny once he gets a chance to really talk. I think Ryback could be a good monster heel for TNA, and maybe even be a monster heel champion. But I'm definitely
Leo Kruger would be
maybe. But I'm definitely excited for next week. 6 Sides of Steel. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know where Jeff Hardy's gonna freaking fall off of. Because I think the last time he was in 6 Sides of Steel, no, the time before that, he freaking got crushed on top of the doggone cage door and then took that cowbell shot to the back of the head and fell on the stairs. The last time Jeff Hardy was in 6 Sides of Steel, the time before last. But I'm definitely excited for the match. I think it's going to be a good match. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy have been putting on some good matches. Matt Hardy, to be the age that he is, and the whole the knee issues that he has, he's put on some really good matches, especially since he's been around the main event picture in TNA. I've really enjoyed it. But if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. This is your TNA Impact Wrestling review for 6/14/2016. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Share it wherever you need to share it. Let people know. We talking Gold Rush. We talking Gold Rush TNA. We got Slammiversary also on the channel as well. Coming up soon. We got tomorrow NXT. And then eventually we're doing a Money in the Bank 2012 review, either on Justin's channel or this channel. I don't know. But hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys later. Also, if you haven't checked out our top 6 tag teams of all time, go make sure to check that out, our latest 6-pack. We'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed.